In the past 2 decades, 23 violent conflicts have occurred in the 3 regions of the north of Ghana. Chieftaincy, land, and political disputes have been at the center of these conflicts. The results have included loss of human capital, property, and development opportunities. The Human Security Program is aimed at addressing 3 main conflicts: Dagbon Chieftaincy Conflict, Boku Inter-Ethnic and Chieftaincy Conflict, and Wa Chieftaincy Conflict.
The conflict is a chieftaincy one between Kosases on one hand and Mamprecious on the other. The conflict initially started as a result of differences in who becomes the Bokonaba.
Generally, women suffered because we have children. You can't run away and leave your child. And you cannot also be carrying children like this and be running. So we had to only take the risk. My husband left me and went to Tamale. And by then I was pregnant for 8 months, so I couldn't also go to any place.
I was affected when I lost my brother. He left a wife and 2 kids, and they are now under my care.
In an attempt to address the human security threats, the government of Ghana Joint United Nations Human Security Program was initiated in 2009 with a $3 million contribution from the government of Japan. The program sought to empower local institutions, communities, and individuals to manage and prevent conflict in most conflict-sensitive areas in northern Ghana as a means to attaining sustainable human security.
Human security is a dynamic policy framework that addresses cross-cutting threats. These are threats that really affect the livelihood, the dignity, and the survival of individuals. Human security advocates for universal freedom, which is freedom from fear, freedom from want, and life with dignity.
The Human Security Program combines the expertise and experience of 6 UN agencies.
No single development program or development challenge can actually be responded to by one single agency. We've got several different UN agencies that are working together in this program. So you're really bringing in the comparative advantage of the different agencies, putting them together and addressing a problem from a holistic nature.
All the interests and capacities were brought into one human security program through a common theory of change, which proposed bringing communities together to work on common, tangible goals and objectives, which would transform intercommunal relationships and reduce conflict causes and triggers. 5 key objectives were then set to help build human security. In Objective 1, capacity of local institutions and civil society were developed for good decentralized governance and conflict prevention.
Inama erunsigue chepampana training ni venyan in banka in chelhi won itoyele yaga lana vemen ki memba nyayel nga na yala malabu pu ke ban chelhi awunta yele yaga ada aven ka malabu ape kwachaga ka jinlanfie kubibe.
At first we used to go far to fetch water. We were in need of water. When you are going far to fetch the water, you will be so desperate that you carry a heavy basin. Right now, the HS people there have helped us a lot by giving us water. You can see the water is in the middle of Sokweiri. So everywhere you are, but you can come here and fetch it. It's not even far from our homes. So we fetch it easily and we use it effectively.
Money accrued from their effort is saved towards future development. In the curriculum of Ghana Education Service, peace education was integrated to enhance the understanding of the linkages between peace, development, and human rights among students and teachers. Students who are members of peace clubs in various schools promoted peace through mediation, drama, and poetry recitals.
We have been able to develop the capacity of local governance institutions and traditional rulers in ensuring that they are able to use local mechanisms for conflict resolution, and as a result of that, they now have the capacity to really engage in preventive conflict prevention at the local community level. And that has manifested in the massive reduction in the frequency of violent conflicts in the human security community since we started.
Objective 2 seeks to develop the capacity of security institutions, women and youth, and community volunteers in early warning and response systems. The public was sensitized on the dangers of small arms, whilst the capacity of municipal and district assemblies were also enhanced.
We were able to prepare community action plans for 5 conflict-prone communities. And these action plans was prepared by the community with facilitation from the assembly. And the purpose of it was to make communities identify the human security threats in the communities and how to plan to be able to deal with those threats.
In Objective 3, new business initiatives were introduced. For example, blacksmiths associations were supported to increase production and to diversify their products away from small arms production. The blacksmiths received training, and now they collaborate with the security agencies to curb small arms proliferation and armed robbery as their contribution to sustaining peace in the region. Many women were brought together from diverse ethnic groups to own communal milling and fortification machines. This project had multiple goals to improve health and nutrition, economic empowerment, conflict prevention, and peace building among feuding factions. In order to empower vulnerable women, men, and the youth, the program selected and provided microfinance support and business management skills training to enable beneficiaries start or expand their existing businesses. The ultimate aim was to enhance social cohesion, peace building, and economic empowerment. Objective 4 focused on food, health, and nutrition security through the provision of small ruminants, economic trees, technical support to farmers, targeted supplementary feeding to children, pregnant women, and lactating mothers. Objective 5 promotes the mainstreaming and advocating of human security concepts in the Ghanaian development context through a local level dialogue involving feuding factions in 3 of the conflict zones. The Human Security Toolbox was developed.
Some people have a little bit difficulty in communicating what human security really is. So then we decided to produce knowledge products to explain human security in a way local stakeholders can easily understand and then use it in a practical way.
The government of Ghana committed human and financial resources through the participating municipal metropolitan assemblies to ensure local ownership and sustainability of the program. The government has been ensuring human security by mainstreaming the subject into the current 2010 to 2013 medium-term development plan of the country and of Tamale Boku Yendi Wa metropolitan assemblies.
Our aspirations are that with all the capacity building programs that have been implemented and also the human security interventions that have been delivered in the communities, we as an assembly, we should be able to sustain these programs, the interventions as well as the initiatives, so that the ultimate goal of achieving human security is realized.
From the different gates, we are together now, and we are now talking about the peace. So I think those who were the key leaders to that side, when I see them talking about peace, I'm always happy. They were the key leaders. If they hear that something has started here, they were the key leaders to go and even push more fire. But for now, they are rather talking about peace. So I think we have to also try to learn for ourselves, not somebody coming from outside to tell us to have peace for ourselves.